Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Y'all, I am real happy to do this video. You just can't imagine how happy I am to do this video. Mark Robinson, king of all raccoons, is trailing in the polls to Josh Stein, who I knew was going to take this race, and I still say he is. North Carolina, I don't think they're ready for a black governor. Let's be real. They don't want no black governor down there. But Josh Stein is right up their alley. So let's get into this wonderful news. This wonderful news. So, about 44% of the voters had a very favorable or somewhat favorable impression of, they're talking about Harris down there in North Carolina. And, it's really not that, far apart for Donald Trump and Kamala in North Carolina. So 44% favorable for Kamala in North Carolina, 46% for Donald Trump. So let's get to the governor's race. Lieutenant Republican Governor Mark Robinson, he's lagging behind in the race to the Democratic Attorney General Josh Stein. So he's not that favored down there. I knew all that crazy stuff he'd be saying on the mic can't be resonating with a lot of the folks down there in North Carolina. I had my doubts. But, he's trying real hard to raccoon the best that he can in front of everybody. So Robinson was viewed favorably by 30% of the people down there in North Carolina. Wow. And Stein, he was viewed more favorable by 44% by the voters in North Carolina. Now, am I shocked? No. I knew there was not a snowball chance in hell Mark Robinson is going to get in there as governor. And I still say that. This is the one that Donald Trump said he's like Dr. Martin Luther King on steroids. And I can't for the life of me figure out what's the comparison. This man has said disparaging things about Dr. Martin Luther King. So I don't know, how do you oppose Dr. Martin Luther King but you're like him? I mean, go figure, Donald Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. So, more Republicans than Democrats said they would split their vote for president and governor. 16% of Republicans said they would split their ticket, while 6% of Democrats said they would select candidates of different parties. This is the first Elon poll of the 2024 election year. The poll was conducted between August 2nd through the 9th after President Joe Biden decided to drop out of the race. And this was also before the Democratic National Convention. North Carolina's status as a swing state is sometimes questioned, considering Republican presidential candidates have won 3 times in a row. Okay. So, according to the data, down there in North Carolina, the electoral votes remain up for grabs by either party, but winning those votes will involve navigating a divided, complex, and engaged electorate. So, this is what they're saying. The votes down there in North Carolina are up for grabs. More than half of the respondents said the events of the summer, including the assassination attempt on Trump and Biden's decision to drop out, made them more interested in voting. The poll reveals racial and gender divides in both the presidential and gubernatorial races. Half of the male voters had favorable impressions of Donald Trump, while 39% of male voters seen Harris as more favorable. Among women, 47% had favorable impressions about Harris, while 43% viewed Trump as favorable. 72% of Black voters had favorable impressions of Harris, while 17% had favorable impressions of Donald Trump. 54% of white voters had favorable impressions of Donald Trump, while 35% of white voters said the same about Kamala Harris. Stein favorability far outpaces Robinson with women and Black voters. So Robinson, he's running his mouth down there, and he is very, this raccoon is very anti-black, y'all. Very, very anti-black. So anyway, he looked like he has alienated the women because he says a lot of disparaging things about women too. And the Black voters in North Carolina. Well, Robinson, you can pretty much wave goodbye to the governor's seat when you got the Black population down there saying they ain't voting for your butt. It's pretty much over. It's over. 23% of women have favorable impressions of Robinson. Woo, that's low. While 46% see Stein as favorable. Woo! I couldn't think of it happening to a more deserving person. So, Robinson is the state's first Black lieutenant governor. In his speech at the RNC, he talked about becoming the state's first Black governor. Most Black voters, however, view him as unfavorable. And they're talking about the ones in North Carolina. Believe me, it's nationwide when it comes down to this guy. 64% of Black voters had unfavorable impressions of Robinson, while 14% had favorable impressions. Wow, you ain't gonna get far if only 14% of Black voters like you. You you ain't getting in any office with that. 65% of Black voters had favorable impressions of Stein, while 5% viewed him unfavorable. The state's economy emerged as the top issue influencing voters. 90% said it was extremely or very important. So they're very focused on what's going on with the economy. And, a lot of people are nationwide. Democrats and Republicans reported vastly different experiences with their personal finances over the last 3 years. 40% of Democrats said their personal finance situation had improved since Biden took office, while 17% said it got worse. Trust me, it got worse, and it's way higher than 17%, what you're writing in this article. Republicans said 3% of their personal financial situation improved since Biden took office, and 80% said it got worse. That's more like it. That's definitely more like it. Elon University poll sponsored the survey. from YouGov. They conducted it. The poll had a sample of 800 and a 3.86% margin of error. So, wow, Robinson looked like he's losing pretty bad. 14%, that's pretty big gap, you know? You might not have wanted to get up at that mic talking against reparations, talking against the black community and what they wanted out of their politicians. You just pretty much rejected everything. You pretty much but that's coming back to bite you. It's pretty bad when out of your black voters, only 14% said they would vote for you. And the rest of them said they would vote for Stein. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. But Mark Robinson, you have no one but yourself to blame. Mm, mm, mm. And he also dragged black people about being on welfare and all that. Yeah. And then come to find out his personal finances were in shambles. Okay. Spoken like a true hypocrite. Y'all tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.